Let's bring in Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan. Margaret, good morning. I want to go back to the changes at the White House here. Give us your sense. There's now a new national security advisor. There's going to be, as Chip mentioned, a new Secretary of State. How does this team get its act together on the eve of these very important talks with North Korea?
Well, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis has to be feeling very alone right now. He is one of the lone moderates left at the table in that National Security Council session. And that's saying a lot because, if you remember, it was Mattis who was pushed out of the Obama administration because they thought he was too hardline on Iran. Now, he's the one pushing and cautioning for restraint when it comes to that nuclear deal. And also, he has pushed back on this idea of a preemptive rather than a preventative war with North Korea. So the president is surrounding himself with Mike Pompeo, with John Bolton, with a team that is much more muscular in its approach to foreign policy and much less embracing of diplomacy as a way out. Remember, it was Rex Tillerson, the Secretary of State, who was just pushed out, who had been pushing for talks. Now you have the president saying he'll take those on directly, and it seems to be a very different approach to finding a path forward.
On that North Korea question and the question of preemptive war, we're at the 15th anniversary of the Iraq War, which President Trump said was one of the biggest mistakes in American history. John Bolton, on the other hand, supporter of the Iraq War, and also has talked about preemptive action in North Korea. But what is the U.S. policy with respect to regime change in North Korea, and is there any chance that would change?
John, you're asking for a doctrine that just hasn't been articulated. I mean, when you talk to diplomats, they will tell you we do not have a clear strategy articulated for North Korea or Iran other than let's try to avoid a war first with North Korea. With these foreign policy team shakeups, you also see this shakeup in terms of a plan of action. And as you say, John Bolton has not only continued to defend the Iraq War, but if you look back at what President Trump said on the campaign trail, he said that was a catastrophic mistake. He firmly rejected this neoconservative idea of being able to go in, reshape a country and change the trajectory of it. And yet that's what John Bolton has continued to say he believes was the right choice at the time. So it's not clear that you can draw out a Trump doctrine from some of these changes. It just seems the president is surrounding himself with people who are hardline, people who can articulate their views strongly on television, like John Bolton has, and who seem to be affirming what he has campaigned on, such as withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal.
All right, Margaret, thanks. Lots to untangle there on Sunday. We'll be watching.